Okay, so you play Roadhog. Again, what rank is this exactly? What rank are you exactly?
Diamond 5.
Diamond 5. So, generally speaking, how do you carry on Roadhog, really?
Ready for battle.
I try not to die as much and try to confirm kills. Um, that's pretty much it. If I see my team struggling, I try to help back, but I mostly focus on, you know, trying to confirm kills and
So,
not dying as much.
so what is the difference between what you just said, trying to not die, try to get kills, try to help my team, on Roadhog compared to anything else? Because my question was, how do you carry on Roadhog? And you basically gave me an answer of how to carry on any hero, not die, get kills. You know.
Yeah, Roadhog. I feel it's. I feel like that honestly maybe it might be biased, but I feel with Roadhog
Mhm.
specifically, it's a lot harder because you can make less mistakes than other tanks can. Other tanks could be out of position and they have some mobile abilities or abilities that can easily cleanse them, or just shields, right? Roadhog, you have to be really careful about the engagements that you take.
Mhm.
So it's more about like, trying to peek or trying to hook from a wall or just making sure that if people are looking at me, try to back off
Mhm. Okay.
and pretty much just landing your hooks.
Okay. So let's hold that thought for a little bit. I wanna see you play, and then we're gonna kind of move on to this.
Sure.
Flying helicopter on top.
That was insane.
So, quick question: helicopter attacked you. Turret form have you been used? Realistically speaking, is there something that really scares you outside of turret form? Like just looking at their composition.
I think I didn't know what they had, so I wanted to see.
Okay. But now looking at
I've
it.
run out a lot into yeah. Right now, there's nothing that would affect me.
Right. So if they use turret form, what does it give you?
The ability to take space.
Yeah, it's like gives you the green light. I can push forward and I'm not gonna get punished. Because the big scary cooldown is out of the way. Oh, yeah. Nice hooks. First thing is I love that he consistently uses the hooks. I love that. That's like right off the bat, I love to see that. Okay. So hook is a very, very short cooldown and you consistently want to throw it. Now, of course, that every time you the hook is how you get kills. But more importantly, like it's not more importantly, but as important, when you throw hooks and you don't get a kill, what usually happens?
Um, if I can apply pressure, I try to. If I need to reload or take a breather, I just step back.
No, no, I'm not asking from your perspective. So you throw a hook, let's say you don't get a kill. What does the enemies do?
Right. Take
It,
use cooldowns.
exactly. And for you, you have a 6-second cooldown on a hook, right?
Right.
Almost any exchange of cooldowns is worth it to you. 6-second cooldown,
Okay.
you cannot beat that most of the time. It's very rare that
Okay.
that you're gonna have less cooldown of 6 seconds in general in Overwatch. So like if you throw a hook and Anna uses sleep grenade, it's worth for you. If you throw a hook and Jarka Queen uses shout, it's good for you. Throw a hook, passion turret form, worth for you. Like almost every time you hit a hook and they use a cooldown, it's a good exchange. And that means that for two hook, usually if you use one hook and you don't get a kill and they use a big cooldown, it means that the next hook that you use, as long as you hit it, very high
Mhm.
likelihood of you getting a kill because they don't have the cooldown anymore to protect themselves.
Okay. Question there. I think the only thing I struggle with is Zarya. I feel like she gets her bubbles back really quick.
Not as quick as you get your hook.
Mhm. Okay.
Right? So like, okay, you get a hook on Zarya, automatically she's a bubble. You shoot a bit more, 2 bubbles. Next hook, no bubbles, she's dead. What do you think about this? Who are you hiding from?
I was hiding from Bash.
Yeah, but he's not looking at you and he's by himself. You killed 2 enemies. You're giving a little bit too much credit. You have 750 HP, I mean 600, and you got full self heal. You're fine. You see that he's shooting at your friend, go try to get a hook. Don't play scared. You see, no shout. No shout means your next hook would have been like likely to get a kill. Right now, pretty standard, pretty good gameplay. You see this? Hook, click, she uses shout. What do you have to do?
Stand back.
Yeah, let her use shout. I mean, unless she can die, and that's like kind of a very pivotal moment because she's low enough to die. But when you look at it, not really. Ana is healing
Right.
her, like you know, basically it's gonna be very difficult to get a kill. She uses shout, she can die, you kite, boom, next hook, she's dead.
Yeah, a lot of Annas at this range will automatically use the sleep nade.
Nice.
So I saw that she'd use both of them, so I went for her.
I like how you're jiggling around cover. To be honest, this fight could have been played out a lot better if you just didn't sleep over here. And what I mean by sleep over here is like, look, you're chilling, you know, payload chilling. If you have people on the point, go here. At least know where the enemies are at. You guys got surrounded without you noticing, simply because they didn't scout anything before the fight. You guys got the kills. You guys are pushing the payload, and you're chilling on the payload, on the robot. My question is why? Why isn't there something better to do? And the answer is there's usually something better to do than pushing the court, especially when somebody else is pushing it. If you would have walked here like, oh, okay, there like Bastion is going left, maybe I can surprise him and catch him off guard with a hook. Maybe I could have caught Diana off guard with a hook, or at least I would have been more aware of where they are. At the very least, you kind of like when the fight started, everybody's just in your face. Mystics, do you notice that? Everybody's in your face. All cooldowns are exchanged. Bastion is flanking you guys, killing 2 enemies. Got surprised. So the good thing is you're using your hooks consistently. Another good thing, you're using cover pretty well, and you're using your breather pretty well. It seems like you're playing fairly well overall. What did you just see from on your screen? You threw a hook.
I saw sleep nade, and did I hear the axe too?
I mean, sleep nade axe, but I mean maybe axe. I mean maybe you refer to a knife.
Right.
But what's important is like sleep nade. No sleep nade means that in 5 seconds you're free to do whatever you want. Why? Because she has no sleep and no nade. Perfect. No sleep, no nade. Love that. Love that play. I really love that play. It was a good play. Nice. This is Roadhog 101, man. You played that fight so well. I don't know, sleep, no nade, you kind of juggle around cover. You see that the enemies are like semi-busy with something. Boom, you go for the hook. On the venture, you get the kill, and then you press with your ultimate. It was good. Super solid. If every fight can look like this, you're going to be out of diamond in no time.
The problem is the consistency.
Yeah. But usually, when people are not consistent, it's like kind of hard sometimes to put a finger on why are we not consistent. But from my experience, and I've worked with a lot of people, especially on Roadhog as well, but it's like a universal thing. People lack consistency because they don't understand what makes a good player not a good player. Like in theory, they understand, but like when you put it into practice, they don't. So when we dissect it one by one as to what made this play good, aka you throw a hook, force sleep, force nade, right? You force some CDs and then you press when they had no CDs. That's what made it play good. And if you can recognize these cues, oh, they used these cooldowns, and right? And you don't have to keep track of every cool in the game, but rather like the dangerous ones. Do you really have to keep track of Junker Queen, Axe, and Knife? Think about it.
It's very situational, like to your point. Like, yeah, if they're right there, I will notice it. But if if I somehow missed an angle and I didn't see them use their cooldowns, then I wouldn't know.
Yeah, but the point I'm making is that like a Junker Queen knife and an axe wing is not as dangerous and not as strong as Anna's sleeper nade. They're like not as crucial for you to keep track of these cooldowns in comparison to others. I mean, it's overwhelming to keep track of 5 people's cooldowns. They have like 2 each. It's like 10 things to keep track of. Nobody can do that reliably, right? Especially not at your rank. But you can keep track of like the important ones. What are the important ones? Think like looking at their composition. What are the important ones?
Say Sleep Nade, and then if Reaper's in my face, is Wraith.
Reaper's on your team. Reaper's on, yeah,
Okay.
Reaper's on
Yeah,
your
yeah,
team.
you're right. My bad. It's the Bastion
Yeah.
turret, and then the Cat's freaking ultimate, because I've died to that one too many times.
Ultimate is in general, like ultimate rule of thumb of how to know when they have their ultimates and likely to use it. Number one, they're always likely to use it when they have it and the team fight begins. How do you know they have it? Well, like a basic question. Well, how do you know they have it? How do you know they have their ultimate?
If it's been like a fight and a half, maybe they have them.
Can you really kind of quantify it, fight and a half? It's kind of the fight, I understand. The half is a little bit weird.
Yeah, I guess you can't quantify like. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, to put it simply, have they used their ultimate last fight? If the answer is no, they
Right.
have it and they're going to use it. And it's universal. Right?
Yeah, so cooldowns, keep track of the important ones. Ultimates, keep track of all of them.
Yeah, but yeah, and it's very easy to keep track of ultimates. You simply ask yourself the question, does this guy have ultimate? Well, has he used it last fight? No. He has it, and he's going to use it. Has he used it last fight? Yes. He does not have it. I don't need to worry about it. But the cooldowns you need to keep track of are like basically sleep, nade, and turret form. The rest are not as important. If you can keep track of them, good. It's a bonus point, but it's not what's gonna make or break. It's like, oh man, I didn't know that the Junker Queen had her knife. Yeah, that's not a big deal.
Makes sense.
But if you push and Anna has a nade, that's a big deal. That's a cooldown she keeps track of. So as long as you can keep track of like the most important cooldowns on the enemy team, and you can bait them out and then push super hard, you're gonna find the consistency.
Okay.
By the way, Junk Queen Shout is also one of them.
Right.
One of these cooldowns. We know Shout's fairly easy for you. Goodbye. Never mind, goodbye to him. Here you see this automatically. What do you try to do? Go for the hook. It was good. Right? But why? Because she cannot dig. What do you think about this? The sequence of events here.
I feel like I was behind the wall and I was using my breather too much. I didn't pay attention to the.
Yeah, you tunnel vision on the venture a bit, and like all of these is around you, man. Look, this guy just using turrets from in the middle of 3 people because he tunnel vision so hard on the venture. I mean, if you miss the hook on the venture, what's the likelihood of getting a kill there?
None.
Well, none is not really, but like not that high, not that high. You miss the hook, let the venture go, especially full HP. Try something else. And then because you tunnel vision, like Bastion turret form, you just sit in front of the Bastion turret form. You did use cover fairly well, but it was not enough. Yeah, like you also pushed into him a little bit too early there.
Right.
They used Drunk Queen ult, which kind of traded you out. Traded your team out.
Thank you. Rescue that robot. I need help. I am unbreakable.
We are close. Keep the robot pushing.
Nice. Solid.
Your team has taken the lead.
Did you see how you kind of chilled here? You were chilling. You're just chilling.
Right.
Not doing anything special.
Taking the lead.
This is something I want to see you do more of.
Okay.
You want to chill, throw some right clicks, throw a hook, 4 CDs. And then you continue chilling when they're using CDs. Once they have no CDs, that's where you're going crazy. That's where like, I'm pushing in, I'm getting the kills. But I like this. I really like this chilling. You chilling. See, like they have no
So
junk
question
queen.
there again.
Yeah.
Your team has taken the lead.
Because so that the Junker Queen, right? Like all of these heroes, no shields. That's easy.
Mhm.
You just poke them out. But then
Yeah.
like the heroes with shields that are just gonna throw that in your face, and you're not really doing any damage.
Give me an
How do you
example.
balance that?
Give me an
like
example. What hero?
Sigma.
Okay, Sigma. What do you think? Based on what I just instructed, like what I would like to do more of.
Like,
More of.
I chill, I do some right clicks. He just puts a shield in my face.
Yeah, and then
I mean, it
what?
breaks down, but we're not doing anything.
Yeah, but you're breaking the shield, and once he has no
Okay.
shield, go ahead, free hooks.
Okay.
Reinhardt, the same thing. He's putting a shield on your face. Cool, break it.
Okay.
I see the vision. I see the vision. Damn.
No, he was too far away.
Yeah. Here, like you see, Domina puts a shield. The shield is on a 15-second cooldown, right? If you shoot it out, means that she has no shield for like 10 seconds, took you 5 seconds to break it. If you throw a hook with a 10-second cooldown on the shield, what is she gonna do? That was ambitious. Here, okay. They use shield, they use turret form. Cat is dead. All you have to do is chill, wait out their cool, and then push. Let's see what happens. Tunnel vision, tunnel vision. Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that play. But you tunnel vision all adventure, and you're missing opportunities and things that are happening around you. Your Reaper went in like 3 seconds before you even decided to do anything. This is the perfect opportunity for you to make a play because the enemies are distracted. Plus, they have no cooldowns.
So I gotta be more aware of my teammates and not tunnel vision on a specific hero.
It's kind of a general tip, but like the way I would boil this down is that your way to get a kill reliably is the hook, right?
Mhm.
What is the likelihood of you getting a hook when everyone looks at you?
Not likely.
Yeah, not likely, less likely. When people don't pay attention to you, it's fairly easier to get hooks, isn't it?
Yep.
Right. So when your team is going in, your Reaper TP's in, or like whatever, Genji's dashing from behind, Tracer blinking from behind. What does it mean from your perspective that the enemies are what?
They're looking at them.
Right. Which means that you are
They're not
now,
looking at me.
yeah, which means now you can go for the hooks because they're not paying attention to you. So like every time you see somebody on your team making a play, making an aggressive play, means enemies don't pay attention, means you want to go. That's like one of your biggest cues of when you want to push it. Right now, like from just observing the VOD, looking at half the VOD, the main issue that you have, you're actually a fairly good player. I'm not gonna lie. Your mechanics are good. You're like the way I like that you constantly try to use hooks. I like how you use cover. I like how you use the breather. I like how you use your ult. Generally speaking, it seems like you have a solid understanding of how to play the game. But the missing link is you sometimes play very aggressive when it's not the time to play aggressive, and you play very defensive when it's not time to play defensive. When
Yeah.
it's the time to play aggressive, you're defensive. When it's time to play aggressive, when it's time to play defensive, you're aggressive. Yeah, you have it like kind of mix up sometimes.
True. I agreed.
Nice. Nice. Good one.
No one can hide from my sight.
I'm on my way.
Nice. Love that. Good job. Why did you get the hook so reliably in the soldier?
He was looking at my Reaper.
Yeah. See this? This is the perfect. I like the mechanic with the hook. Have good mechanics, man.
Take you where you need to go.
I like this push. Like that. What do you die?
2 out in the open.
True. So you try to make an aggressive play here. Right? Try to make an aggressive play here. Not working out. They're full HP. You have no hook. Try to make an aggressive play because, well, you kind of have an advantage somewhat. At this point, what do you see on your screen here?
Mercy is just pocketing her.
Mercy pocketing her. Your Ana is dead. Enemies are using abilities. What does it mean? You have to play defensive. Like, when it was your turn to push and you didn't get the kill, well, now it's their turn to make an aggressive play. Now they have their cooldown. They're going to make a play. But you keep pressing on when they have the ability. Boom. Shield is open. You're making aggressive play when Domina's shield is open. She's using ultimate. You're playing aggressive. Cat is on your Ana. Playing aggressive. You try to get a hook on the Mercy. Initially, you failed. You just chill from that point on. You just chill. But you try to be too aggressive when you have no hook and they're playing and they're using their cooldowns. And you end up getting caught in open space and just, you know.
I didn't even notice my Ana died there. So yeah.
If your Ana died, you might have had a chance, and didn't die, you might have had a chance. Here, you got your hook. She has no shield. Choose every ability in the game. Now, right now, you're chilling, breaking shield. In 2 seconds, you can get a hook in. Unlucky. Now you're back to the chilling part. But you see, like, the exchanges of cooldowns are so important. You throw a hook, she uses 3 abilities. And good for you. All you have to do is just wait 6 seconds, and then your next hook is going to get significantly more value. It doesn't matter if you hook the Domina or anybody else. The idea is that she has not... Like, even if you hook anybody, it's not Domina. She has no shield to protect them. But she used everything up.
Nanoboost administered.
What do you think about this?
That was just a misplay. The
Yeah.
cat just took her away.
Yeah, I mean...
I thought that I could push her against the wall,
But even if you did,
prevent her from escaping.
let's assume you do. Okay, you get a kill, and then what?
I guess the fight was already won, huh?
Yeah, they're -2. It's pointless. It's -2. You don't need an extra ultimate, because then the ultimate next fight could be actually pretty damn useful.
Counting the robot.
Now you gotta chill. Nice.
That's a
Nice try.
I see you.
You missed the hook. She plays a shield. What do?
Chill and shoot it.
Yeah, chill and shoot it. I mean, now your entire team is kind of dead. You just
Yeah.
chill it. Nice.
And then that happens because I don't have my hook.
Happens. It is what it is.
Hey, it's kickoff.
And by the way, because sometimes you're playing super aggressive when you're supposed to play defensive, your team is ending up getting flanked. Like, your team died way too many times, more times than they should have. And in our minds, we can say, well, man, why does he have shit positioning? Why does he have to die there, right? But on the other hand, you can have to ask yourself, what could have I done to prevent that? And if I just chilled and somebody was flanking my team, it's less likely for them to die because I'm like there to protect them. No shield. Nice. I like that you left the cat. You didn't really tunnel vision now that much, but you tunnel vision in the beginning. You try to get a hook on the cat, he didn't die. There's a team fight going on here. There's a bunch of people who don't pay attention right over here. People don't pay attention over here. This is a kill. This is a kill. But he decided to focus on the cat. And the cat is pointless. You try to hook the cat. Didn't work. Okay, next. Venture his ulting would be good. This is a team fight that should have not been lost. Ever. If you just focus on somebody else for a little bit.
Stop to their push.
And then you try to overcompensate because you're already losing the fight. But at this point, you're already super aggressive. Nice. All right, there's a bunch of cooldowns. Now it's your cue to go. Right. Okay. All right. Yep. Try. Pretty solid fight. So let's take a look. Like in the last minute, I want to see what's happening here.
30 seconds.
Well, what did you use your ult on? I want to see. What did you use your Roadhog on? Oh, okay. Fair enough. Gotta hope the venture doesn't really work. Forgot about Mercy there for a second, but it's fine. Not a big deal. I mean, it is
No,
kind of
if
a
I
big
get
deal
it, it's
because now
gone.
Venture is behind, but yeah. Okay, look.
Yeah.
If you got the Mercy, you probably win, but the game is not won or lost in like the last kind of like last 3 seconds or you missing a hook at a crucial moment. You could have won if you hit the hook on the Mercy when she was raising, maybe, right? Maybe.
Mhm.
But the reason why the game was not as consistent as you want it to be is because of what I mentioned. You tend to sometimes play very aggressive when it's time to chill, and sometimes when it's time to play aggressive, you're chilling. Okay, but usually the first thing happens more often than the other. And also there's a second thing. You tend to tunnel vision on characters that sometimes are simply unkillable. Your best bet of getting a kill is a hook. You got a hook, you didn't get the kill, unless you can just follow up with like a right click or a left click that you can actually get the kill. Switch a target. Your target priority can be hell of a lot better if you just start paying attention to who's not paying attention. Right? Sometimes you go for like, okay, a cat, right? You try to go hook for a cat in the game, for example. But in my mind, I'm sitting here and wondering, why is he going for the cat? And our plays need to have a reason. And when I say why is he going for the cat, it's not that the cat per se is a bad target to go for a hook and try to get a kill because he will die. It's more so the fact that there's a venture that is absolutely in your backline. He's not paying attention. If she's not paying attention to free hook, there's a soldier like doing whatever, like running around in circles, trying to kill your teammate that he's not paying attention. That would be a great hook for you. There's a domino overextending in the front line without a shield and get a hook, just like you did with a Junker Queen, by the way. So
Right.
the first thing is that you need to be more comfortable with chilling more, breaking shields,
Okay.
breaking shields, throwing some hooks, wasting abilities, and then pushing in. But number two, most important thing, you have to ask yourself a very important question: who is not paying attention that I can hook? Who is not paying attention that I can hook in the middle of a fight? And that is very, very prevalent. You'll notice when your team is struggling to stay alive. When your team is struggling to stay alive, it means somebody's shooting them and killing them. That person is shooting them and killing them is not going to be paying attention to you when you try to hook them.
How do you balance like making sure that, because I mean, I'm looking at your ranked GM, right? You kept mentioning like as soon as I pick the wall, I hook. So how do you kind of balance like target priority at that point?
Okay, so these are generally like my ranked GMs are general rules to follow, right? Where people can use them and it will get more results. But like past these rules, you start like kind of like improving as a player, and your issues are more personalized. You have your own personalized issues, right?
Mhm.
So that's where I kind of have to start thinking, what is actually my issue? Or when should I wait with the hook a bit?
Mm.
My ranked GMs
Okay.
are like are general rules to follow, but they're not 100% of the time to follow.
Mhm.
Throw the hook around the corner when you see it. Yeah, it's good. It's good when nothing's happening, right? But like once things are happening, you actually want to make sure that you hook enemies that are not paying attention.
Right.
Right? That's like kind of where you start thinking. So like when nothing is happening, you want to throw your hooks as many times possible right around the corner because that a 6-second cooldown, and if you get a hook, it's either a kill or a big cooldown is forced, which is good for you. But in the middle of the fight, when chaos begins, you want to be a little bit more mindful around the hook. Who do I want to hook? You can still throw it around the corner, like I said, like immediately as you have it, but on who? On the person that is not paying attention, on the person that is low HP, on the person that has no cooldowns.
Makes sense. I guess sometimes the feedback I get is like very situational. Like I would have done this, or like okay, yeah. The next game though, it's like it's gonna be completely different. It's like more of like a give me like a general rule
Mm-hmm.
rather than like specific scenario what I could have done better.
The life coaching is really good for people who need the drill, somebody to drill something in. The easy example of like and supports who don't do damage.
Okay.
Somebody sitting there and saying, "Hey, shoot, do damage. Now is the time to do damage. Now is the time to damage." Right? It really helps them. For people who don't use their abilities, somebody sitting there, "Hey man, use the nade, use the sleep." You know, or for you, use the hook, use the hook, use the hook. You know how many times you wouldn't believe the amount of people that I've coached on Roadhog that simply use their hook once every like 15 seconds. It's a 6-second cooldown. Why wait 15 seconds? And some of them were like masters, man.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You wouldn't believe how many times
Okay,
that
I mean-
happened. And it's like, and in the VOD review, I mean, I get to do their VOD review, and I see they don't throw the hook. I say, hey, listen, man, you need to use your hook more often. That's how you force cooldowns in general. That's how you get to this. That's how you get advantages.
Yep.
And then they still don't do it, and they're like in the live coaching, use the hook, use the hook, use the hook, and then like a week later, say, I got a little awkward in my head telling me use the hook more often, and that's and then
Yeah, it's the same thing.
yeah. Nice. Focus, target. Who's not paying attention?
My team is exact as her. I'm trying to focus her.
Nice hook. Nice try. So there was the problem at the beginning, like at the start of the fight, literally your first engagement. What do you think was it?
Did I drop too early or did I push without cover?
You had to drop too early because you're in front of 5 people. You pushed by yourself into 5 people. That was the issue.
Okay.
Basically, you
How
played
do I rectify that?
again. What?
How do I rectify that?
1 second. 1 second. Let's finish the fight and then we'll talk. I don't wanna. You see, like likelihood of you getting a hook when he pays attention is very low.
Right.
That's the enemy Junker Queen after what you just did to her.
What was that?
Yeah, it was your the baby was crying. He said it was the enemy Junker Queen.
He didn't like it.
Nice hook. Nice try. You have no hook. What does it mean? You're chilling, right?
Yep.
Remember to chill. Nice.
That's old, so I'm gonna kite it.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea. I like it a lot. Pretty good.
Unlucky.
No shout. No ult. Yeah, perfect. I don't see how you lose that fight. They use shout, they use Mizuki ult. Perfect. Mwah! Chef's kiss, that was great.
So a lot of games start out like this, and then, you know, they go downhill.
Yeah, but it's about understanding
Um,
at the very least what are the good decisions that you make that have a positive result.
Okay.
Like, okay, you got a hook on Junker Queen. Shout Mizuki ult. All you have to do is just kite, and you are more likely to win the fight because now they have no cooldowns.
Yep.
But it's about recognizing of when they use cooldowns, not trying to like run your head like a bull in front of their face and try to like trade it
Can you
out
tell
and
me
win.
Mizuki? Okay.
It's about letting them use the cooldowns, kite them out, and then go for it.
Oh, she knows I'm here.
Yeah. Good. No TP, no Suzu. It's a killable target, by the way. I was about to ask you, do you think the Drunk Queen has ult?
Yep. I think she does.
Yeah. Well, because she hasn't used it in a very long time. You're doing really good, Mystics. What I'd like to do more,
Yep.
I'd like you to kind of verbalize. You tell me, oh, this guy's not paying attention. Cass not paying attention. Vendetta's not paying attention.
Okay.
I'd like to
Okay.
kind of verbalize that a little bit more.
Okay. Yep. This guy just used roll. He's dead. Here I might try. No.
That's right.
So they're coming back. I'm probably getting too aggressive, but we do have the advantage. So I'm just gonna chill around this wall. Try to do a little bit of off angle. My team is doing Lord's work over here, so I'm just gonna keep playing around here and not overextend.
You're born
They're
for
pushing
this,
back,
man.
so I'm.
You're born for this, man. Maybe you should do a ranked GM on yourself, man.
That's funny, dude. Yeah, so right here, we're still winning, so I'm just gonna keep holding this. They might have ult in a bit, so just be careful here. Not overextending. Okay. We're using
By the way,
ability, so I'm gonna back
what
off a little
cooldown
bit
did they
back.
use? What big cooldown did they use? Did he suck?
I did not pay attention, to be honest.
Shout. Shout. No
Okay.
shout. Bam. He's dead.
Okay.
Pretty solid. Love to see that.
That was a pretty good fight.
But I don't want you to commentate the entire thing. I'd like you to focus on specific thing. Yeah. I want you to focus on what target is currently either has no cooldowns or not paying attention. In short, who can I
Okay.
kill? Who can I kill?
Okay. These are too far away. They're all looking at me, so I'm gonna just try to rotate. They're playing wrong. What I want to do here, because they're at the edge, I'm just gonna ult. Now it didn't work out. They just kited it. Fine, one of them is gonna. No. Well, they used the cold ult for that though.
Who can you kill? Who's not paying attention? Nice try.
Nope. They're all looking at me now, so I'm just gonna press the S key. Maybe go help my team a little bit.
So you had the right idea of trying to push them up the map, but you telegraphed it so much. It was so obvious. You, like
Yeah.
started walking towards them. Oh, man, I wonder what he's gonna do, you know? Nice hook. They use big ability, which means nice. Stabilize,
over
chill.
here? I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah, exactly. Who needs help? Who's not paying attention? You know, exactly. That's what I love to see. But you went a little bit quiet. I understand you're locked in, but I really want you to put some intent behind this. I want you to really try to verbalize who used big cooldown. Okay, that's the first thing. And who's not paying attention. That's what I want you to tell me.
Okay, I should use Shao, which is good. I
You
can just
should
chill.
do it. Exactly, you chill.
And now I'm just gonna tell her, pretend I'm in main, and then I'm gonna do to this guy. Oh, no, this doesn't. I'm gonna chill again until I get my hood and can force her shot again, because she probably has it back by now. Okay, we use ult, which can push, so they're not looking at me. Oh,
Nice try.
unfortunate.
Nice try.
Maybe I should have focused on her healers because
You're right.
she
Yeah,
wouldn't have died.
yeah. Juno was actually quite available to you.
Yep.
But you see, you try to force a play there. But it wasn't that time to force a play. You were in a big advantage there. You were fine. She was on the floor, but then she used a bunch of abilities. Try to force it too bad. You're too desperate to get a kill there.
Gotcha.
Could have just chilled.
Yeah. I want to make him look at me over here so I can, so my teammates can push a little bit. The problem is that they're kind of far away,
Right?
so I can maybe chill. She's not looking at me.
Yeah.
She's
Now
gonna
you
use
forced it.
shout. I'm just
Perfect.
gonna back off. There's a note there. I'm just gonna use behind the wall.
Yeah. Shout and Suzu, by the way. Shout and Suzu. Shoes.
Yep. And now I can go. I missed the hook on the. Oh, my teammate's in trouble. I'm gonna go after her healers here. She's looking at me, but they're not. Just missed my hooks.
The way you started the fight was really good. You forced Shout and Suzu, but then you just fell asleep.
Okay.
You know, you forced Shouts and Suzu, and then you went kind of like to the chill mode a little bit too much. But if they have no ability, you should have just pressed forward. Especially when your team was fighting.
Okay. Okay.
Like when you recognize, use big abilities. Gotta be time to press forward. Unless, well, of course, you have no HP or you have no cooldowns on your own.
Any else? I'm just gonna back off
Yeah,
until they're gone, and then I'm gonna
perfect,
shout again.
perfect.
Oh, actually, close it. That's unfortunate. And I'm just too far in there.
Look, they used
Left
Juno Visor. They used, and they won. You guys didn't use much. I don't think you used any ultimate. That's why you lost. But overall, it was a good idea. They used 2 ultimates. They used Shout. You cut it. It was great. It's good. If you guys even have 1 ultimate, you probably win that.
Right, right. Okay.
It's because the play, like, just because you lost the fight doesn't mean the play was bad.
Right. She just shot already, so I can probably go in here. She's over there. My teammates are good.
Nice.
I can't even make it in time.
Nice. Super, super solid fight. Super solid fight. I like how you played that fight. And I like how you verbalize. Oh, you shot already? It's good. I like it.
Too far. That's too much of a nav angle. I think so. I'm just gonna back off. Maybe play main for a little bit and then try to force out their cooldowns.
Good idea.
Yeah, they're coming in.
Check. Is your team in your line of sight? Did you check?
Yeah, they're behind me.
Kinda.
Kinda. She used ult, but I think we could just do this. This bastard needs to die. There's no way. Is that a wall?
There's like a tiny ledge there. But
That's insane.
thing about this play is the reason why I ask you, is your team in your line of sight? The answer was no. Kinda is not enough. Because see what happened?
Okay.
They try to come and help you behind you, and you can perfectly line them up for a Junker Queen ult. Nobody was there. You
Okay.
basically played too aggressive. You should have let them walk in a little bit in.
Okay. They're dying over here.
Nice. Solid.
And now we can just go after her. She's dead. I'm gonna push forward, try to get that kill. I missed my hook. He's still alone. Oh, yeah, they don't get this. That's a GG's.
GG. I want you to queue again. That was a great game, man. That is like a very, 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 very solid game. I enjoyed what I saw. You almost like immediately fixed the issue, you know? However, it's still very important that you verbalize and put the intent of like, oh, they use this big cooldown. Oh, this guy's not paying attention. Because as soon as you start like verbalizing it, it seems like you're actually thinking about it. You don't go back into the autopilot of doing whatever. Was the game perfect? No, you've made some mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, though. It's not a big deal. What's important is to focus on the mistakes that are holding you back. And what was the thing that was holding you back? You playing aggressive way too early in the fight before anything was happening, or the other way around, you playing way too passive when it's time to play aggressive. Like after you forced Junker Queen Shout and Suzu, you went to the passive mode. You fell asleep. But it was the time to push. For example from this game. But more importantly, you have to like kind of think about target priority in the sense of who's not paying attention. Because if they don't pay attention, I can hook them. Most Roadhogs, obviously, like the number one target priority for most Roadhogs is just the tank. I want to fight the tank. I want to hook the tank, which is not bad, by the way. A lot of times, I mean, if you get the hook on a Drunk Queen every time, you got a shout out, which is great. But then you have to go back to chill, and then you have to ask yourself, like after you hook the Junker Queen and she uses shout, now your team is playing more aggressive. Your team's playing more aggressive means they're fighting enemies. They're fighting enemies. The enemies don't pay attention. That's where you start asking, who can I hook? Who's not paying attention?
Yep. That's another thing that I think it's very situational. This because there's some maps where I'm like, the tank is just like drilling me down, like I don't know, a Malga on Eichenwald just because of the long lines of sights. So if I try to like be sneaky, it hasn't worked out much. But other maps where it's kind of close quarters, like 2CP, it's very easy to kind of go on off an off angle and target anything other than the tank because they're just gonna die.
Yeah.
At the same time, they could be playing a Doomfist on Eichenwald, and they're gonna try to, go to my backline, and I can easily hold the front line.
You're like what you're saying, like everything is situational. You're right. Everything about the game is situational, but like there's the general principle of what you want to follow. It's like, so the situational part, the general part is who is not paying attention that I can hook. The situational part is actually who it is. It could be a Malga, it could be a Vendetta, it could be a Sombra, it could be a Widow, it could be a Diva. That's the situational part. But as long as you ask yourself in the mid fights who's not paying attention and who is busy, and you can think of it in the middle of a fight, it will prevent you autopiloting, and it will prevent you chasing targets that are pretty much irrelevant for you to chase.
Okay.
Because if you ask who's not paying attention, a lot of times like the Venture is on my back line, the Tracer is not on my back line, and if you can get them, it means you also save your teammates from dying.
That makes sense. How often do you do these private sessions?
How often do I do?
Yeah.
Well, pretty much I have like at least one every day, most of the time.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So business is good then.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, not complaining. Not complaining.
That's good, man. Congrats.
Thank you. I'm very surprised you're diamond, man. I'm not gonna lie. You play. I mean, play pretty well. Good mechanics and everything.
I think it's a couple of losing streaks that got me down here.
See, he plays the shield.
I'm
You're
gonna
chilling, right?
Yep. I'm chilling, but I'm just gonna go into an off angle.
Perfect. Love that.
And I missed the one shot.
It's okay.
That's fine.
So what?
I'm just gonna chill now. They're back here. Those guys can die. My team is dead. Okay, that's...
Be careful facing 4 people like that. Be careful.
Oh.
You ran into 4 people,
Right.
there. I mean, you did try to go for the you caught the Emerald, but just ran into 4 people. Be careful.
Yep.
Like even if you get a hook, it's 4 people. It's too much.
Okay. I should have chilled there then.
Yeah, should have chilled there. Try to get a hook like from a chill position. Nice. Ask yourself the question. Who's not paying attention? Who can I hook? There you go. He was paying attention, but he still got the hook. Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna again try to just make some presses on here and then just rotate once I see they're getting closer. But just trying to give my team some room to move the cart.
Yeah. Just make sure that before the fight happens, you're aware of where everybody is. Don't let them sneak up on you.
Yep.
Nice. Nice, perfect. This is where exactly where you
Oh,
want to
just-
chill and be like, okay, who's not paying attention?
Yep.
Here you
Bro's
go.
not paying
Here you
attention.
perfect. 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 Love that. Love everything about this play. Silly cat.
He wasn't paying attention, that's why I hicked him.
Yeah, yeah. It's great.
Oh,
It's alright. It's alright. It's alright.
I'm gonna go back now because they probably have ults and my team is not overextending. He's looking for it. I know he's looking for it.
Yeah, he wants it. He's telegraphing it like your Roadhog ult, let's game. Perfect hook. I love it. Nice. Nice, solid fight. Super solid fight. I like how you kind of ignored the Reinhardt. It was a good idea.
Yeah, he went too deep.
Do you like the payload?
No, sir.
Yep, we don't like the payload. Because that's what happens when you're not in the payload. You almost get kills. But again, you're in front of 4 people. Be careful.
Oh. Oh, no, goodbye.
Nice try. Nice try. Bravo. Yeah, no.
I heard the Reinhardt, so I'm just backing out.
You're right, but you were too late to back out. You actually played that fight super solid. I mean, personally, I think you should have cut into Kitsune, but if you can just like run into their face and get the kills, good for you, you know. But after you got all these kills, just chill, just go back, right? Go back, let your team come back and take the fight. What's the? There's no importance of trying to go into 1v3 and try to win that.
Everyone's dead.
But that's mostly because you kind of stood in the same spot trying to fight a Reinhardt the entire time. You didn't really ask yourself, who can I catch? I mean, if you looked at your teammates, you would have been like, okay, maybe they're busy with somebody that I can kill. Solid.
What about him?
Fair enough. So again, I'd like you to kind of verbalize again. Who's not paying attention? You know, like, oh, my cat is in there, they're looking at my cat, or my Bastion is using turret form, they're looking at the turret form. Like, I want you to really verbalize and put intent behind it. I want you to pay attention of what targets can I kill now because they're not paying attention. That's very, very important to me.
He's not looking.
Uh-huh.
He's gone.
Try. Nice try.
Now their terraform is out, but then we're all looking at this guy. So we're just gonna chill a bit. The team is looking at him, so I can't push much. They're kind of just gone. I'm gonna keep forward because
You're right.
they're
Cat
looking at my
wasn't paying
tracer and
attention. Cat wasn't paying attention. Try to hook him. Super solid. Super solid. You missed the hook, so what?
Yeah, they're ulting. They're probably just gonna play defensively here, which means I could just shoot the shield. This guy not paying attention. Oh,
Yeah, nice try,
you
nice
guys
try.
away.
Good thinking, good thinking.
I'm gonna take some cover here because we're dying, and she's not paying attention.
Perfect.
Here, I'm just gonna press.
Can actually die. Solid. Solid. Nice, nice play. I like that you kind of went back and chilled and you got the Kiriko by surprise because she wasn't paying attention. And then you chilled, wait for the runner to make a mistake and then push. I love it. Nice.
I'm gonna fall back because my team is getting here, and then Racer's behind us. This guy's not paying attention.
Love it. Love it.
Oh well,
Love it.
that guy's not paying attention. Oh well, he
Love
kind of was,
it.
but
Yeah, he wasn't. He was busy
And
with
I'm
somebody
gonna
else. He
do-
tunnel vision.
I'm not gonna use my ult here just because we're all dead. Just kind of gonna chill for a bit, see if I can get anybody. Actually, I'm gonna use it now.
Why not?
'Cause he's very low, and we can still win the fight.
You're right. Nice try. Chill, Mystics, chill. Your team is coming back. Chill.
Yep, yep, yep. Oh, that tree is in the way, man.
It's
Who's
okay.
assigning these maps?
It's okay. Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna push main just so I can get them to look at me.
Yeah?
And then I'm gonna try to get a off angle once my hook is done. Actually, this guy's very careful.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's not looking, she just dies, and the guy's gone.
Lovely. Bastion using ult means they're probably gonna run around in circles like headless chicken. Maybe we can get somebody off guard. I mean, they're in spawn, but... Nice. Love that.
I'm gonna hold this. Oh, I'm gonna help my team because Cat. Well, Cat's dead, and I'm just gonna hold this wall so I don't get here. Oh, I got
Oh. You weren't paying attention. You see what Reiner did to you? What
Yes,
are you
sir.
supposed to do to him?
Yes, sir.
Drive-by. You got drive-by. Alright, focus on closing
Alright.
the game. You have a minute.
Okay.
Keep up the same intent, you know, like some people just lose it toward autopiloting and go back to like habits that don't help them win. You keep the intent from start to finish. Oh, this guy's not paying attention. Oh, they're using these big cooldowns.
Yep, they're gonna look over here, which is gonna allow me to. Well, they push back, so I'm gonna go back to main, and I hear the Reinhardt. I'm just gonna try to capitalize and even it out. He's gonna probably want to ult. No, that was a nice Suzu. I'm just gonna chill because we're down.
You're right. Team's gonna come back and you can take the
My
fight.
breather's coming back. Oh, I'm taking damage.
Nice.
Oh,
You got him because he wasn't paying attention. It was good. Nice try.
yeah, but I was too low.
Yeah, unfortunately you were too low. It was a good play.
I think I might try to C9 with my ult. If we get like a kill advantage. But if not, I will most likely try to use my ult to get a Elm, confirm Elm.
Perfect. Solid.
Oh, it's a Reaper. I'm out. Trying to survive this.
That was the opposite of chilling, man. Perfect. I just want to say you were very close at the end to throwing it. Because
Yep.
you decided to jump in front of the point by yourself. For no reason. For no reason. You had plenty of time to work with. You got a pick on the hand, so your team was coming back from spawn. You should have let them make the mistakes. You shouldn't have done jump in front of the point there. You
Okay.
almost threw it. Almost. But overall, he played super, super solid throughout the entire game. So, like, what do you think overall?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like things that I kind of knew, but it's just a couple of things that were just like separated, and you kind of helped them kind of link them together. Like I knew I didn't know when to take engagement and when to back off. But I guess, and then I constantly asking myself who's not looking. I think it's kind of like the key factor for me to help me kind of understand that, and then help me not autopilot a lot of the times. So that's a good like kind of one of the key things that I'm gonna take away. It's like constantly asking myself and ensuring that I'm vocalizing my intent.
Yeah, so check this out, right? It's that you said it's something very interesting. I knew this type of stuff, right? Yeah, I knew this before, but I just couldn't, like maybe pinpoint exactly what was the mistake or how to fix it or whatever. I don't teach anybody I don't teach anybody anything new, right? The concepts themselves, they exist somewhere. They exist somewhere. Like you know what you need to do. Everybody knows what they need to do. People are struggling to understand what it is that they're not doing consistently, right? And more importantly, how to fix it. How to fix it. It's like if I told you, for example, what you're not like you're not your target priority is off. I mean, anybody. I mean, if you look at your gameplay, a lot of people could tell you that your target priority is off. I mean, not anybody. A lot of people wouldn't be able to tell you that, but the people who would, your target priority is off. It doesn't really. Yeah, you just identify the problem, but this doesn't give you a solution. And I know that solution is like sometimes so simple that you sometimes a lot of times you think to yourself, how the hell did I not know about this earlier, or how did I think about this
Right.
earlier, or how did I? And the thing is, the thing with simple coaching and the way that I do it, the way that I work, it kind of creates this perception of, oh man, it's so simple that you don't really need to get coached, right? And yeah, but it's so simple because I'm here and like looking at the gameplay and analyzing it and like breaking it down into simple terms. What I see with my eyes and how it's processed in my brain and how I decide to use my mouth to say it. Like it's a very big kind of cycle that goes into it and a lot of experience and thousands of hours of coaching people before I can verbalize it that way.
Yeah.
But the point
And
is
it's
that
true.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I was saying that you actually are a very, very good player. I'm surprised that you're in Diamond. And I think that with just low adjustment and playing with intent and not letting yourself autopilot, and now you know exactly what the intent you should put in. And can you repeat to
Mhm.
me the two things that you need to bear in mind when you play the goddamn video game?
Are they looking at me, and what cooldowns have they used?
Right. It's not like already looking at me could be a way to look at, or are they
Sorry,
busy?
who's not looking? Who's
Yeah,
not looking?
who's not looking? Yeah, who's not looking? Who's busy? Oh, my Ana is getting jumped. It means that somebody that is jumping my Ana is not paying attention. I can go for the kill. A lot of tank players are like, oh, dude, what are you guys doing? You guys are feeding. Stop dying to the Tracer. How about you try to hook the Tracer when she's on the Ana, right?
Mhm.
How about you try to go for the Reaper when he's not on the Ana? That's like the perfect opportunity for you. That's free food. And what was the second thing?
Um, have what important cooldowns have they used?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. What big important cooldowns have to use? Oh, Junker Queen, no shout. I know that she has no shout. Now I can push. I don't know, sleep, no nade. Now I know I can get away with playing more aggressive.
Mhm.
And like once those things are out of the way, like the game becomes so much more easy and consistent. And by the way, like you have to understand that sometimes you'll make a good play and you're still gonna lose, and that's okay. I mean, you lost the fight. Like you played one of the fights in the first map. You played really well. What did I tell you? Well, you played really well, but they used two ultimates. They used Visor
Yep.
and like Kitsune. Of course, I mean you're gonna lose, whatever. And sometimes you're gonna play well and you're gonna lose because your team was horrible. That happens sometimes, not every time, not half the time. On
Mhm.
occasion, that happens. But consistency is not about winning every game. It's about winning more games than you lose because you're doing the right thing.
Mhm.
And the more right thing you can do, the more right things you can do, the win rate is gonna get higher. My belief is I actually think you're gonna hit Masters in no time. I'm very confident you're gonna be Masters like in no time. I'm talking like it depends on how much you play. How much do you play actually?
Uh, um, it depends, right? With the new kid, it's kind of.
On
But
average.
I do try to get like a couple hours in, like maybe 2 or 3 at least.
Okay. Okay.
And
So
I am
yeah.
on parental leave, so it's like it's all I gotta do.
Yeah. So 3 hours. I think I wouldn't be surprised if within like a few days you're gonna be masters.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.